gonna start at John 8:32. Let's get it. We on? The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's right.
Most High God said you're going to know the truth, and the truth going to make you free. Free from the bondage, free from the slavery, free from this white devil.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So we don't know ourselves as being the children of Israel. We know ourselves as being so-called African Americans, black Afro-Americans. They came and they took crafty counsel about cutting us off from our native language, our native nationality. We don't know who we are. That's why we call ourselves African American. Now, how can we be from two different continents?
For they have consulted together with one consent, that they are confederate against thee.
All the other nations in this earth has took crafty counsel. They have consulted together to cut us off. There's millions of dollars that's being spent yearly to keep us in bondage.
That's right.
To keep us in captivity, to keep us lost.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Most High God said they're going to bring us into Egypt again with ships. Egypt is synonymous for slavery. What nation of people who has went as a whole nation went into slavery via cargo slave ships?
By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more.
Meaning we're not going to see our homeland no more again. That's why we call Africa our homeland, because the white man has told you were from Africa. We are not from Africa. The African people has sold us into slavery to the white man. Now, how can we be African? Nobody has sent a canoe, a boat over. We have no African activist that comes out to try to save us from this captivity of this devil that we're in right now. That's right.
And that thou shalt see it no more again.
We're not going to see our homeland no more again.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
It said once we get off these cargo slave ships, we're going to be sold to our enemies. Who are our enemies? Who brought us into slavery? The so-called white man.
That's right.
Who are Edomites, who we ignorantly call Caucasians or call white. We were sold into our enemies, so they are our enemies, according to the scriptures.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man shall redeem us. No man shall save us from this current bondage that we're in. We had great leaders that rose up. Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Nobody was able to save us from out of this current state that we're in.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until they have destroyed thee.
What are we reading right now? We're reading Bible prophecy. The transatlantic slaves trade is a prophecy that was written thousands of years before it actually happened. Us being in this bondage is a prophecy that was written from the Most High God. We have to understand we are not African Americans. We're the children, the lost tribe of the house of Israel. We are the chosen people that is written in the Bible itself. Your so-called Christian pastors don't teach us this. That's right.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22.
Bring it up.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith, restore.
The Most High God said that we are spoiled as a people. We are housed in prison houses. Now, what nation of people fill our so-called prison houses today? The so-called children of Israel. This is prophecy spoken by the Most High God that he put on the earth for us to be able to understand here in these last days, to give us a sign who the children of Israel is. We have to wake up and come back to these laws, statutes, commandments that the Most High God has set for us. That's the reason why so many nations can go through so much turmoil, because they wasn't given laws, statutes, commandments. The children of Israel was.
That's right.
Bring it up.
This is Joel chapter 3. Behold, in the days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them that they are there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Our people, you can find so-called African Americans, so-called Haitians, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Jamaicans. We can find them in every nation under earth right now. That's right. We are scattered abroad, the Most High said.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, verse 47. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, we have sinned, and have done perversely, we have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart, and with all their soul, in the land of their enemies.
Most High God said if we were to bethink ourselves in the land where he brought us captive, and turn back to these laws, statutes, commandments that the Most High God gave us, then we would come back together as a people.
Which led them away captive, and pray unto them toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name. Then hear their prayer and their supplication in heaven, thy dwelling place, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all their transgressions therein they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive, that they may have compassion on them.
So first and foremost, the Most High God said, turn back to the law, statute, commandments that the Most High God has gave you. Turn towards the land that he gave us, which is Jerusalem, which is to the east. Our so-called Muslims steal our heritage and pray towards Mecca. At first, one time, they was praying towards Jerusalem when nobody didn't want to follow the so-called Muslim heritage. They went and started praying towards Mecca. We have to understand, we have to start praying towards our homeland, which is Jerusalem, which is due east to us.
That's right.